Today we will figure out why Oman's $5 billion smart cities are different. I don't know what this is about, so let's
The
check.
United Arab Emirates built the world's tallest skyscraper in
The
Dubai.
world's tallest building, Burj Khalifa.
Qatar constructed a state-of-the-art capital and hosted the most expensive FIFA World Cup in history.
Mmm.
And Saudi Arabia is building a megacity that would probably cost over $1 trillion if it ever got completed. These countries have rapidly developed, driven by immense oil wealth and ambitious megaprojects. But what is neighboring Oman doing? Do they have their own megaprojects? The answer is yes.
So I know I can't wait to get enough money to go to Dubai and do some fun stuff. I don't know what I'm gonna do when this channel, my other channel, or whatever other channel I have after this blow up. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go to Dubai and just see. I don't know what's even over
They're
there.
going for a completely different approach. They're building carefully planned districts with a focus on renewable energy and not a single skyscraper in sight.
Damn.
Hey, I'm your host Regis, and today we're exploring Oman's own race against time. A race shaped by limited oil revenue and the pressures of a growing population.
Talk to me.
This is one of Oman's visions of the future, a new district in the capital, Muscat. Comparing it to cities like Dubai or Doha, you're probably wondering, why does it look so small? Well, that's all part of the country's design philosophy. Today, the tallest building in Muscat is just 16 stories high. And that's a hotel that wasn't even built until 2016. To put that into perspective, Dubai had taller buildings back in the 1970s. This isn't because Oman can't build higher. They just don't want to, at least in most cases. To understand why, we have to hop way back to 19.
I ain't gonna lie, we're gonna keep it a whole buck. There is really no point in skyscrapers. Like, I'm in Canada, so at the CN Tower, there is actually no point for it. It's just for people. It's just a tourist attraction where you can get food and I don't know, look like you're about to jump off. But if it wasn't there, your life wouldn't change. You feel what I'm saying? Like, there are lots of places with expensive, overpriced food and things of that nature. And you can just go bungee jumping if you don't care about your life that much. So, you know.
1970, when a sultan named Qaboos took the throne of what was then one of the most isolated countries in the world. Imagine a country with just 10 kilometers of paved roads, a place where most people lived without electricity, and even finding clean water was a challenge. That was Oman in 1970.
Thank you.
But Sultan Qaboos had a different vision for his country.
All right, Cabo.
While his neighbors rushed to take inspiration from Western-style development, he took a more traditional path. He didn't want to adapt to the Western style, and instead decided that every building in Muscat should blend with the coastal cliffs and mountains. Some visitors say it...
He's a trendsetter. He likes to deviate from the path. I like this Cabo guy. He a cool guy.
Feels more like Switzerland than the Middle East, and that's exactly how Oman wants it. Instead of building shiny skyscrapers, they first focused on basic infrastructure and improving the quality of life. Today, the country's facing a new challenge. Oil and gas makes up 50% of the country's GDP and accounts for about 70% of government revenue because of the way the country's regulations and profits work. Relying so heavily on a single sector is, of course, a huge risk, especially with the world shifting away from fossil fuels. Compared to its neighbors, Oman's resources are also much smaller, and the clock is ticking faster than expected. The International Energy Agency has already predicted that global oil demand could peak as soon as 2030, so they have to find ways to diversify their economy. On top of that, Oman's population is set to explode from around 4.5 million to 8.5 million.
Damn, why are people banging so much? Jesus. I mean, wait, 2040. That's 16 years. Yeah, I guess.
by 2040, and all those people are gonna need homes.
Right.
And that's where Oman's Vision 2040 comes in. Oman spent years talking to everyone, from business leaders in Muscat's market. Oman spent years talking.
Not gonna lie to you, might need to travel there one day. Just do they have an airport, or do you need to whatchamacallit, go to Dubai and then drive a whole distance to get there? Because they said they don't have. Oh, they don't have tall. If they don't have tall buildings, do they have wide buildings for like airports and junk? Or do you actually need to drive over there? Yeah, I really want to go. This place looks nice.
To everyone, from business leaders in Muscat's marketplaces to fishermen in coastal villages. The message was clear. The people wanted progress, but not at the cost of their traditional values. The plan to achieve this is pretty ambitious, like completely rebuilding the economy type of ambitious. For the last half-century, they've relied on oil. Now, they're planning special economic zones to attract international business, massive infrastructure projects to make Oman a regional transportation hub, and something they call the National Program for Enhancing Economic Diversification. And they're rebuilding their entire school program too, training the next generation of Omanis for future.
That's not fair. How come, other countries focus on education? If they're actually preparing kids for the future, how come other countries can't take a whiff out of that? Because apparently, allegedly, I don't know nothing about it, but the job market is cooked. So I'm not sure, 'cause I'm not the most attentive student, so I'm not sure if school's preparing us for the future. But I'm not sure. I don't know. Especially high school. Yeah, nah.
Future skills. That means upgrading their education with a focus on creativity, problem solving, and modern tech like AI, blockchain, and robotics. At the same time, they're restructuring government services, promoting sustainable resource management, and even working to create a circular economy where waste becomes a resource. Besides that, working on infrastructure and housing is crucial.
Damn, what comes first?
Of Oman's Vision 2040 is Sultan Haytham City.
These AI agents are amazing.
Forget everything you know about Persian Gulf megaprojects. There are no artificial islands, robot police, or flying taxis here. Instead, you're looking at 19 neighborhoods spread across an area 3 times the size of Central Park. These neighborhoods might look traditional, but they're packed with cutting-edge technology. Muscat has already proven this concept works. They're installing over 13,000 smart LED streetlights that can reduce...
Damn, they're getting too much money not that they're getting too much money. I guess just the place is smaller, so they can change things a lot easier. But, again, worlds are different, bigger populations, blah, 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 blah. But it's dang. They're really focused on this, even because I'm assuming their GDP, their product. I'm not sure if I can talk in economic terms because I'm not sure about who's watching this video, but I'm pretty sure the amount of money they make as a country is somewhat similar to their population, right? I'm not sure. All I'm trying to say is this is a cool idea, and more countries should try it.
Energy usage by up to 85%. Sultan Haytham City is taking this idea even further with a citywide network of sensors monitoring everything from air quality to traffic flow.
Damn.
Instead of cramming everyone into high-rises, they're creating 20,000 new homes of different sizes and styles, but in buildings that don't block the mountain views. Each one is positioned to create natural shade and even catch a breeze. Now, on top of that, they're turning a 7.5-kilometer riverbed into a massive central park. 1.6 million square meters that's being transformed into what they're
an idea. How come there isn't just international architect firm or something where they're like to give out creative ideas to countries? Because I know most of you have heard the fact that all houses are starting to look the exact same, like there's no creativity. But this, if they're really being more creative with the houses and whatever they got going on over there, why isn't there just like one big company that's gonna advise advise countries on how to um make their country more like this, more like affordable, sustainable, and other stuff like that? Because I know from what I've seen, this is what they have in like Japan and China, where it's like more tech involved and trying to be more economically friendly. Like, you feel me?
calling a central green spine. During the dry season, it's a massive park with walking trails and recreation areas. When the rains come, this same space acts as a natural flood management system, protecting the surrounding neighborhoods while helping to conserve water. The university campus sits next to innovation centers, and the 39 schools are spread so that every kid can walk to class. Even the 25 mosques are positioned so they're just the right distance for daily prayers. There's a 1,200-bed hospital, sports facilities, and commercial areas designed to support local businesses. They're building networks of pedestrian paths and bicycle lanes, and even planning a mass transit system to connect it all to Old Muscat. It's a huge 4-phase plan, and they're taking their time to make sure they get it right. Now, the first phase isn't small. It covers about 5 million square meters and includes 6 modern neighborhoods. There will be around 6,700 homes, ranging from detached villas to apartments. This phase kicked off last year, and it's expected to finish by 2030. The remaining phases are supposed to be finished by 2045 and make room for around 100,000 people.
Do people live there, like, currently right now, or are they just... Is it just like empty land that they're building up? Or are they just building around people? Huh.
So Sultan Haytham City is just one piece of the puzzle. While this new community takes shape on the outskirts of Muscat, something very different is happening in the heart of the capital. To diversify its economy, Oman aims to boost tourism. And while most of its projects are completely different, it might have taken a little bit more inspiration from its neighbors, though on a much smaller scale. The next part of Oman's vision is Al Kuwair downtown. This $1.3 billion waterfront project was designed by the legendary Zaha Hadid architects to create a statement landmark. Even though Muscat has strict height restrictions, this project is an exception, allowing buildings with a height of up to 150 meters. Still, that's tiny compared to Dubai, where skyscrapers stretch over 800 meters tall. The entire development spans
I can't wait to get an emotion to go over there. This is definitely... Dubai is on my top 3 places I want to go. What? Japan, Dubai, and top 3. What do I want to go? Atlanta. I need to go to Atlanta for the one time. You know what? If I ever decide to get like a big chain for like the 1 million subscribers or whatever, yeah, I'll go to... Because I need to go to a Waffle House. I need to go eat some chicken and waffles. And like, I'm the perfect person for Dubai. I'm not loud. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I'm real respectful. They're gonna love me in Dubai. Still.
Skyscrapers stretch over 800 meters tall. The entire development spans 3.6 million square meters. It's an innovative solution to a challenging problem. How do you balance the ancient wadis, those natural desert waterways, with modern canals and waterfront development?
This looks so nice, bro.
Something they're calling green and blue infrastructure. The natural wadis feed into a network of waterways, while the highway is transformed into a green corridor. From there, the development flows right to the coast, where carefully designed beaches and dunes protect the natural shoreline. Instead of wall-to-wall luxury towers, they're creating 5 distinct districts that work together like a living ecosystem. But instead of starting from scratch, they're taking a sustainable approach to the ministry campus. The existing government buildings will be retrofitted and refurbished, prioritizing material reuse and recycled construction materials. They're looking to turn it into a home for 64,500 people. Getting around will be fun too. They're building a network of light rail, water taxis, and cycling paths. And the whole development is...
Nah, I really need to go. Water taxis? Alright. Subscribe so I can afford that trip. Yeah, feel me?
Designed to be walkable, even in Muscat's intense heat. Construction began at the end of 2024, starting with the key infrastructure, like healthcare and education. The first phase is actually part of the bigger plan, connecting back to Sultan Haytham City. And further along the Gulf of Oman's coast, another ambitious project is taking shape, one that pushes sustainability even further. The Yidi Development Master Plan.
Damn, they're over here just doing stuff, huh?
It's supposed to be the biggest sustainable community in the Middle East, a city that produces as much clean energy as it uses. 93% of the infrastructure is already in place, and the first wave of homes sold out immediately. The whole community will be up and running by 2026, making it the largest sustainable development in the region, and possibly the most ambitious. Every building will run on renewable energy. Rather than ending up in landfills, waste will get turned into energy instead. Probably the most...
I'm not sure about all the science behind whatchamacallit, solar panels, right? But are they the most reliable? Because what if you want to use your electricity at night? I know it stores energy, but does it even work on cloudy days? Or I'm not even sure.
Most amazing thing, I mean, it is a desert after all, is that 80% of the food people eat in Yidi will actually be grown right there in the city. Yeah, they're building a community that can actually feed itself. On top of that, electric buggies and shared e-bikes will replace cars on most streets. Urban farms will use advanced technology to grow food year-round. The ultimate goal is to cut residents' carbon footprints by 78% compared to normal Omani housing. And it's all happening right now.
Yeah, they're really building future cities for real. They're really on top of it, like, because if less cars means that places are going to be closer together, so people are going to have to walk and exercise every day if they want to go. Interesting.
So, what's driving all these developments?
Tell me. The future.
With Oman's oil revenues projected to decline over the next 20 years, the country's rapidly diversifying its economy. Tourism has become one of the main focal points. The country kept its traditional markets thriving and preserved its cultural heritage, while building the new facilities and infrastructure needed to welcome visitors from around the world. In 2023, over 3 million tourists visited the country, a 41% jump from the year before. They're coming for the mountains, ancient ports, and traditions that stretch back centuries. By 2040, tourism alone should contribute 10% to the economy, backed by $51 billion in new investment.
You got
Projects like the $2.4 billion mountain tourism development at Jabal al-Akhdar show that they're serious about actually making this happen. At 2,400 meters above sea level, it'll be a complete mountain community with its own wellness village perched higher than anywhere else in Oman.
Bro,
and it'll have space.
This is actually one of the coolest cities I've ever seen, bro. Ah, man, I need to go get some money on around here, bro. I need to go get some money.
For 8,000 residents and welcome over 4,000 visitors every day. But tourism is just one piece of a much bigger transformation. Oman is also looking to open up new roles for women in the workplace.
Clock it.
Communities more control over their future. As the plan comes together, investment is flowing in. There's $33 billion worth of new construction projects in the pipeline. And it's not just about the big showcase projects either. Across the country, smaller developments are taking shape too. New roads are connecting remote communities. Ports are being modernized. Even traditional industries like fishing and agriculture are being updated with new technology. To make this huge countrywide development work, Oman knows that it can't just rely on natural resources. It needs to use everything, including the most important resource of all, the Omani people themselves. And that could be the most important factor, because at the end of the day, the measure of a country's success isn't how fast it grows or how much money it makes. It's whether it works for the people who actually live there. Oman is taking a completely different path from its neighbors. But will it work? We're curious to read your opinion on this one in the comments down below. And
Alright, I'll give you my opinion right here. I think yes. Because they're already if they invest back into themselves, someone's gonna come up with something, right? That's how I think about it. I may not be the biggest fan of school, but I can understand that school is very important to like the overall well-being of a country. So even if they spend all this money on building renewable energy houses, making cities that are closer together, and focusing on education, they're going to be all right. Feel me? Someone's going to come up with something to add to their GDP, and they're going to make their investment. Because already off the idea of it, I want to go. So I'm pretty sure people who already have money and who are interested in this already want to go visit. And the investors who like making money would see this as an opportunity and invest into this. So all in all, like, comment, subscribe, and see you later.